there, this is your tarot reading for Virgos, lovely Virgos, for the dates of March 30th through May 6th. Hello and welcome. Now, I've pulled the Five of Cups card for where Virgo is currently, but no matter, it is typically thought of the card of crying over spilled milk. And guidance from the other side, please. They're saying like working in a confused matter, but no worry, because transformation is ahead. You have to be unsettled where you're at now in order to say, okay, I want to do something different. And that's exactly what's going to happen in the very near future. Is there's going to be a release. It's the end of a phase or situation. And see, you can't have spiritual transformation if there's no place to go with that. It's the old vacuum principle, that if there's no place for good to come and loft, then good will not find a place to come in because you have not made space for it. And in the future, though, looks like you've beautiful Virgos that you're going to have something to celebrate. There's either going to be a wedding, an invitation of sorts, a social event. I just kind of hear there's a turn of fate coming. And it's like the alchemy, that picture of the ability to turn lead into gold. Transformative thought, transformation. Being led out of the desert. Feeling like you're crying out for help and no one's there. However, that notion is just in your mind, because all you need to do is reach out. Talk it over with the Supreme Being. It's kind of like if you let problems grow, kind of like the chia pets, you put the water and you watch, the chia pets grow. This is how the problem keeps growing, because you're obsessing about it. But if you go do something for the moment, like either go for a walking meditation, or not so much do something outside in nature, then you'll allow the divine to come in and change that state for you. Supposed to discuss the power of prayer as well. I do know about a particular Virgo, because that's my sign, that Virgos like to worry. So prayer, prayer instead of worry. I think maybe Virgos are extremely cerebral people, so they need to get out of their heads. But if they're going to be in there tinkering around, they might as well turn to the infinite. Something about peace restored after a period of what appeared to be unruly circumstances. You just keep hearing the best place to look for answers is inside yourself. Time away from the media. Like they're showing me a picture of the bathtub. Use your ability to recognize when something is wrong and release it. Did we discuss positive thinking? The more we think about something, the more we get inside our heads. I know that sounds contradicting what you thought I just said, but it's more of a where inside your head you're going. If you're going into the analyzer, you're going to just go deeper into the problem. If you go into your spiritual place, where spirit exists, hangs out, and no effort, that's where you'll find your answers. It's more of a not creating from a problem space. It's not about twirling a baton. What does that mean? Yeah, it's more play, a play vibration. So meditation can happen simply, and just a quick, effective tool is visualizing a cord from the base of your spine all the way into the center of the earth, and that will anchor you, and it will be you in here and not somebody else. So it won't be invalidation. And I'm reminded that people can always call on the other side. You can always pray if you're feeling kind of alone and a little sad. You sometimes praying to be uplifted. And that way, because we have free will, you have to ask for that intervention at all times. So please intervene, Supreme Being. Please intervene, Jesus. Please intervene, God. Please intervene, angels. And the big guy upstairs wants a plug, and if you could just see that I know there is a God. So the way I know that there is a God is through sunrises, beautiful sunrises and sunsets. And I like to sing, and I know when I'm singing, that comes from the other side. That talent is God-given. So I do like to have resources of spiritual books around for necessary upliftment. They're so easy to purchase online. You can always carry it with you whenever. And or keep a crystal in your pocket for upliftment. Virgos are earth signs, so we like to either eat earthy foods, root vegetables, potatoes, yams. I can't think of beets. Try to eat organic. This will help you ground more when you eat root vegetables. Isn't that funny? I just showed you how to ground, and then I discussed root vegetables. And your ability to transform a situation too, right? Like, for example, what is my parable that I want to use? Well, when I felt alone, eventually I do go back to asking for help. Well, I call on Jesus quite a bit. Or if I feel down, I'll start singing, getting inspired by that. That helps me clear. Creativity is a great way for a lot of people to shed dark energy, unwanted energy, energy that makes them feel like it's intolerable, nothing's ever going to get better. So painting, and then there are water activities, either just simply taking a nice bath or taking a nice shower can help you remember to release negativity that we collect during our day. And life doesn't have to be a struggle. I think that people are pulling away from each other. I grew up in a society where you talk to each other. Didn't grow up in the media world. I tell my partner Steve that I wish it could be more like the 80s, because that's the last time I remember that people weren't as distracted by as much media as they are in the current time. But we can't go back there, so we just have to push past. And if you have a special gift, consider sharing it with the world in some way. If you're making all these excuses for not doing that, then lost transformation, right? There's always going to be excuses. There's always going to be reasons why you feel it's not a good time to share your gifts with the world, but that makes it even more fun. You have to. The fact that some people are urged on by the fact that somebody told them, you can't do that, you're not allowed to do that. And they go, why? I can't do that? Why? Maybe if I'm the last born in my family, so I was told that a lot, that, you're not as big as us, so you're over here, and you can't see over the counter, so, that kind of thing. If you're last in line, you have to understand that those thoughts were formed when you were a child. So those aren't your thoughts. Those aren't your rules. Throw the rule book away. Of course you can do whatever you want within reason. Especially if it's transformative. You have the power. Reclaim your power. Okay, so I'm guided to tell somebody how you turn a negative into a positive. We are shaped by our limitations as well as our, I got it good. We're shaped by our limitations as well as our strengths. And for example, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he had polio, but for some reason he was such an affable person. People looked past his polio. They didn't see it. He was just one of these. The same thing with Teddy Roosevelt, one of his relatives. Teddy Roosevelt did not have good health. He had asthma, and he pushed through it. He didn't let people see that. In fact, he was convinced he went through bouts where he could just not breathe, and it was very painful. I'm sure it was very scary. So the man was plagued with this his whole life, but he refused to let it stop him from going out into the world and, creating. And he did things that not, ordinary, quote unquote, ordinary men don't do. Went off into the great beyond, and he was a pioneer, considered a pioneer. And it's just, his wife died, and he was plagued with great sadness because he was truly in love with his wife. And In order to get over that morning, he decided to just go be this great explorer. Not only, and he became notable and came back stronger for it. And then I believe he became no. Anyway, so but it's the point is that the you can have your limitations push you where you weren't going to go. Maybe you were too much of a homebody, and you felt like you were a fraud in some way, and that's just silly, because then we're all going to be listen to the media, and it can invalidate you in 5 minutes. So you just have to know that you're to live your passion, walk your path, and help people with that, hopefully. Or at least feel like not helping individual people, but you're helping numerous people, because you're becoming a role model. You're becoming the person that you always wanted to be, or that you agreed to be from the threshold. Okay, check with Spirit, and so how did I do? Okay, so they're validating me, and I want to validate you and tell you that this week's got a lot of good in store for it. There are a lot of changes along the way. So, and there's good news. There's a celebration over here. Looks like either some kind of celebratory event. And I love being able to be the sage. So, until next time, I'm very blessed and love ya. Bye-bye.